What if the fall of Jimmy Swaggart was never the end, but the beginning of something deeper? What if the scandals, the sermons, and the suffering were all part of a divine setup, not a downfall? And what if this recent hospitalization isn't just a health crisis, but the final chapter in a prophecy only he understood? Welcome to Review Daddy, where we decode the mystery behind every trend. Today we dive deep into the life, rise, fall, and critical condition of America's most controversial preacher, Jimmy Swaggart. Let's deep dive. Chapter 1. Humble Beginnings in Faraday, Louisiana. Jimmy Lee Swaggart was born on March 15, 1935, in Faraday, Louisiana. Born into a religious family, he was cousins with Jerry Lee Lewis, the rock and roll legend, and Mickey Gilley, the country music icon. But Jimmy chose a different path. By age 17, he married Frances Anderson, and soon, with a borrowed Bible and a beat-up accordion, he began preaching in small revival tents across the Deep South. They were poor. He made $30 a week, but his voice, his fire, unmistakable. By the 1960s, Jimmy was preaching on radio. By the 1970s, he had a full television ministry. And by the 1980s, Jimmy Swaggart was a global phenomenon. Chapter 2. The Rise of a Media Ministry Titan. At its peak, Jimmy Swaggart Ministries was broadcasting into over 104 countries in multiple languages. From the Family Worship Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, his fiery sermons echoed across TV sets in homes and hotel rooms globally. He sold millions of gospel albums. His music deeply moved the faithful. He built Jimmy Swaggart Bible College in 1984, and he brought in over $150 million a year in ministry revenue by the mid-'80s. Swaggart's signature message: holiness, repentance, salvation, and the raw truth of the gospel. He was America's pastor, until one night in 1988 changed everything. Chapter 3. The Fall That Shook the Church World. In February 1988, Swaggart was exposed in a prostitution scandal that shook the evangelical world. He stood before millions, trembling, weeping, and uttered the now famous line, "I have sinned against you, my Lord." The confession sent shockwaves. He was defrocked by the assemblies of God. Donors pulled back, stations dropped his program, churches split. But Jimmy didn't quit. In 1991, another scandal followed, again involving a prostitute. This time, no tearful apology. He simply said, "The Lord told me it's flat none of your business." And yet his followers remained. Chapter 4. Resurrection Through Broadcast. Swaggart doubled down on his television ministry. He launched the Sun Life Broadcasting Network, SBN, a 24-hour Christian channel. He brought his son, Donnie Swaggart, and grandson, Gabriel Swaggart, into leadership. From daily sermons to live worship to family-led preaching, Swaggart kept the message alive. He authored books. He rebuilt his college. He never stopped preaching. Despite the scandals, Jimmy Swaggart's followers numbered in the hundreds of thousands worldwide. Some say he was resilient. Others argue he never truly repented. But one fact remains: nobody did redemption TV like Jimmy Swaggart. Chapter 5. The Legacy and the ICU Bed. Today, Jimmy Swaggart is 90 years old, a good old age to retire. But on June 15, 2025, he suffered a cardiac arrest and was rushed to the hospital. According to his son, Donnie Swaggart, he never regained consciousness. Family and church members are praying for a miracle. The Family Worship Center held a special prayer service that evening. Donnie said, "Unless the Lord performs a miracle, his time is short." It's a chilling thought. The man who once brought crowds to their knees now lies silent. Is this how it ends? Or is the preacher who survived scandal, exile, and public shame preparing for his greatest altar call yet? We can't say for now, but what if Jimmy Swaggart's greatest message wasn't on TV, but in his final silence? What if the rise, the fall, and the rise again was just Act 1? And what if his unfinished legacy now rests in the hands of his son and grandson? Hit subscribe as we dive next into the Swaggart Dynasty. Can Donnie and Gabriel carry the flame? Drop a comment. Do you believe Jimmy's story ends here? Or is this the beginning of something bigger? Subscribe to Review Daddy, where we decode the mystery behind every trend. Watch the next video.